Good morning, and how are you today? I would love to share a cup of joe with you, but my machine's broken. No. Having a broken coffee machine, that's not going to bode well for a great day, but I'm going to have a great day. Hopefully you had a great weekend, and you're going to have a great day and week as well. Mine was good. My weekend was good. It was Saturday, spending time beating on drums and having fun with those folks who really sounded good Saturday night too. I was really, really happy. Um, and then Sunday, just lounging around, recovering. Man, oh man, man, it wears you out. But anyway, look, I would love to start the week off on a happier note and talk about happier things. Um, but got to talk about this whole deal in Afghanistan. And man, uh, we did it again, I guess. People have been saying this over and over that we just don't learn from history. It's like each generation or each second generation just does the same stupid crap that previous ones did. Look, I'm glad we're out of there. I'm really glad that we're not there anymore. That was insanity. And let me jump early on this. Let me just say this. For people that are making this a partisan issue, I really wish you would stop. Because Republicans and Democrats have their hands in the blood here. They both do. You can't say one did more than the other. You can't protect Trump. He wanted them out too. Let's not talk about deals, what kind of deal he would have cut with them or whatever. I don't know what he would have cut. Neither do you really. I mean, honestly, we don't know the inner workings and the politics of that region. Forget about just that region, Afghanistan itself. It's so convoluted and so ridiculous that it's impossible to really know. We constantly try and play these pawns on this chessboard when it comes to this kind of thing, and it always ends up a mess. And here we are again. It's a mess. And the people that are taking over, the Taliban, these are not nice people. They are very orthodox in their religious views, and man, it doesn't bode well for people there. Certainly doesn't bode well for women. Man, oh man, let's go back to the Vietnam thing. I call it Saigon 2.0. You know, what happened in Saigon and what happened in Vietnam. Now, Vietnam was a travesty. It was a horrific tragedy, and over 50,000 American lives lost for what? You know, you can make an argument. There are people that, there are a lot of people that say the last war we should have been in was World War II. You can make an argument for Korea. I'm not going to make it here because that's not what we're talking about, because it kept China from making more inroads and taking over mainland Asia. But, there's cons to it as well, so please. But the Vietnam thing made no sense at all. A lot of people died, and then we bailed. We literally bailed, and the horrific carnage that happened afterwards. It's heartbreaking. It really is when you think about people having to suffer and endure that kind of brutality. And now here we are. Again. We bailed. The government did the thing. Look, I'm not going to hold Biden any more or less accountable than Trump. Okay? I mean, they all have their hands in this, like I said, and I'm not going to give anybody a pass. Could have been done better? I don't know. Could have been messaged better? Of course it could have been messaged better. So could Vietnam. So anytime we get in one of these stupid messes. But it's going to be bad. And they're going to be pissed. And they're going to feel emboldened. And these are the same cats that pulled off 9/11. It's a little scary. I got to be honest with you. It's a little scary. The thought of that kind of nonsense happening here again with everything else going on. Especially in a country where the media and tech giants through the ruling party right now have done a pretty good job ripping us apart. And I say the ruling party now. It's not like the Republicans would have done any better. So please. So now, we have a really reduced national conscience, a humiliating defeat now. We didn't win anything. Yeah, we knocked them out of power for what? A little while. Spent 20 years over there, became the police, essentially. A lot of money went through there. So the military complex gets a big thumbs up again. Great job, guys. God, these people are just awful. And we're stuck. We're stuck. There's nothing we can do. Now we just got to sit and wait again. Nation building is bad. It's really bad. Bush shit the bed when he did it. Look, let me go back to my own thing. Of course, I thought initially, personally, and like a lot of us did, that we had to strike. We had to do something. You can't let people just knock over buildings and kill thousands of people without retaliating somehow. But once that was over, like I said, we became the police force, just like every place else. We've lost 2,500 American troops, about 3,500 contractors or whatever. The troops are really the ones you think about, and it's, for what? To hold off people at bay for 20 years, and now they're back in power? It just makes you sick. Makes me sick. And we'll do it again. Because we found out, certainly through the Trump administration, if you didn't know it before, that the military has their own agenda. And oh boy, it's not cool. I'm talking about the people in power in the military. This complex, this money making machine that they have is just so awful. But I don't see any way out of it. How? We're stuck with what we got. I think it's the alliances that are made behind our backs, and they don't benefit us. It's just hard to watch. Now the Iraq thing, getting back into, the Afghanistan, the beginning of it, had no choice. You have to fight back. And then the Iraq thing, we were sold a bag of dog shit. Weapons of mass destruction. And of course, the one party supported it because the one party was in power, and the other party attacked it because they weren't in power. There was no ideological. There may have been some of them ideologically against it, but most of it was just a party thing. I mean, Biden, his line is my line, I guess. I didn't know. They told us and I believed it. Right. Okay, Joe. And created a mess there too, that we had to go back apparently and clean up again. And we'll be back again. The ISIS caliphate or whatever. Look, there's only one way to fight a war. History has taught us this. Scripture, ancient texts. There's only one way to fight a war. And that is the complete abolishment of your enemy, either physically or through their will, to completely coerce them into submission. 100%. Complete, utter destruction, and that is why it is to be avoided. It is to be avoided at all costs. This rah-rah thing where people thump their chests when we send kids over there every 20 years. Because we'll be back, like I said, they'll be back, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. It will happen again. And the military complex will have their angle because they got to make some new bombs. Somebody's getting paid. And more kids will die. Because the only way to end this is to end it. And there's only one way to end it. And it's not through peace and remediation. Peace just sort of keeps things down and keeps things cool for a while. But there are forces at play here that have nothing to do with love or decency or kindness. It's about power, money, and control. I'm not even sure that's the right order. So please, the next time this happens, when it happens again, let's not thump our chests. Let's learn something this time. I'm not going to say I'm hopeful. A new administration someday will come along and a new war will start and we'll be back at this nonsense again. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. How about just, I mean, look, I don't know what to think, and this is going to leave with this. There's the practical, and then there's the morality of the whole deal. Is it cool to have troops in foreign countries? You hear this argument all the time. I don't know. I don't know if it's cool or not. I do know that the practical part of me says, you know what? Because I am brutally pragmatic. You know what? I'd rather them be fighting in Germany or Kuwait than Charleston or Newark or San Francisco or something. You know, I'd rather that happen because it is a deterrent. You can't say it's not. Of course it is. But the morality of the whole deal is just, it's so screwed up. Morally speaking, I wish it wasn't that way. I don't know what the answer is. I'm just talking and babbling about this stuff because it's so sad. But here it is, Saigon 2.0. And who knows what's to come, because like I said, there's no doubt these cats are emboldened now. No doubt about it. And they're not going to fear Biden. Come on. Please, please, the Democrats are going to do what they've always done. Just buy them. Try and buy them. Just give them more money. They'll end up in Iran. They'll make missiles. They'll lob them at Israel. And when they run out, they'll cry for more and we'll give it to them. As opposed to the Republicans who really dig doing this stuff. At least they used to. There's a shift going on right now. But the Republicans used to be just awful from the other side of it. They can't wait to throw missiles around. Without thinking of the impact. And war, like I said, it's messy. It's so bad. If you study history, and I'm not a warrior, I'm not claiming, you know, I don't have, thank heavens I don't have first place experience. Some of my friends do. Family does. But when you study history, leave it with this. You know, we talk about, I say that a lot though, leave it with this. I can't help it. I have the stream of consciousness. Go back and look at Normandy. A lot of casualties, obviously, in the American, or the Allied forces and the Germans. But thousands upon thousands upon thousands of French citizens were killed in that attack. Because there can't be barriers. If you want to win a war, there can't be barriers. Surgical warfare is just a momentary deterrent. Right? I mean, under Trump, they took out Iranians' leadership. Did they go away? Did they not have new people filling those places? Did they not then, later on, throw some missiles through their forces into Israel, through Palestine? Come on. Come on. There's only one way to fight a war. It needs to be avoided. But man, someday I think it's going to come. And when it does, it's going to go big. And that's part of what's going on around here with this. The people in power just have way too much power. That's the reason I started doing all of these. Care for your friends. Create a small world of decency, love, and kindness. That's how you start to break this. Because those pockets grow. Forget about solutions from your government. Your government's not here to love you. Certainly not this government. This government's here to control us. It's not here to love us. It's a guise. You're seeing it now. And it's just love each other. Regardless of party, regardless of race, regardless of whatever. Drop all that crap. Let it go. Drop this partisan insanity. If you're one of these people picking sides as to who to blame here, man, I'll pray for you. Because it's really not the way to do this. I don't think it is. Anyway. There. Saigon 2.0. Let's move on. Man, I love you. I really do. And like I said, I hope you have a tremendous day today. I hope you have a good plan to get your act together. I have a second interview this week for that job that it looks like I'm pretty solid for. So we'll see what happens, but you never know. I'm just following whatever path is being opened up. And you do the same, man. Hug somebody. Be nice to somebody today. Great opportunity. I love you. Be well. Talk to you tomorrow.